Welcome, everyone. This is Good Deeds, and you know this is your host. I am Dr. Renee Sunday. I am the platform builder. First of all, I will stop and say thank you for downloading our podcast on, you know what we're talking about, iTunes, and going over to YouTube, our website, and, of course, on social media. We want to thank you for that because the thing is we want to bring valuable information that you actually can glean and get information, number one. But guess what? The second part is that you can actually apply to what you're doing right now. And then the third thing, you can share the information that helps somebody else. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Having a good deed, and a good deed happen just every second of the day. And so I do that even personally in my coaching. You know, I am an international speaker. I am a media coach, business coach, the platform builder. So we got to build that platform so you can be seen, be heard, and guess what, get paid. So that's what we have to do. And, of course, the other things we do is the publishing. And, you know, we got to make sure we push you off the cliff. And literally, you know what I mean. We need to make sure that you are in your purpose. So we actually do that as much as we can. But the thing I have to let people know, somebody right now is hurting. Somebody right now don't know where to turn. They don't know whether to go to left or right. They don't know what to do. They need your information so they can actually, first of all, guess what, smile. And then why you say smile, Dr. Sun? Smile because they feel better. Those endorphins they're going. And guess what? They can think about, wait a minute, I did have a dream to open a business. I did have a dream to be a healthcare professional. I did have a dream to finish my business plan and open my own business. Guess what? If we actually do that, start with a smile. Say, hello, I love you. How can I serve you? And then guess what? That actually helps a lot of people. Okay? But you know I can get on my soapbox because I love helping people. That's one thing I know for sure. But you know I do so many other things. But here at Good Deeds, we want you to help. We want to help you shine your light to the world. Okay? And that's your dreams, your goals, and passions in life. We actually have a powerhouse today with us. I'm just so excited. I know it may be, you know, morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are, but so grateful that you are here live, or you may be actually listening to our archive. Maybe 10 years from now, maybe, you never know. But the key is we want to actually impact and influence you that you can move forward in life. We actually have a powerhouse with us today. Ooh, I'm just so excited. We have Maria Aparis. I just love her name. Guess what? Let me give you a sneak on her, okay? Just a little bit because she's going to tell us about it. She's a best-selling author. She's a speaker. You know she's an entrepreneur. And her true vision, you heard what I said, right, is she focused on health and wellness. And we need that. We need health and wellness because what I said earlier, if we feel good, we'll want to actually do other things. And I know she's going to stem on that, so I don't want to go way in that. But she's going to actually talk a little bit because we got to obtain her products and services, the alternative modalities, that through her workshops, through her one-on-one, through all the things that she do, guess what? She's going to help us actually jump inside. And when we jump inside and feel good inside, we can actually, it comes outside. We want to welcome no other than the world changer. And that's what I feel when I talk to her in the green room, Maria Aparis. Welcome to Good Deeds. Are you there?
I am. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and to know you. And it's just an honor and a pleasure to spend this time with you. So thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Now, Maria, please tell us a little bit more about yourself because I only touched the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and the amazing things that's going on in your life.
Well, I'm so passionate about helping people figure out what's going on with their health and wellness and to be able to dive into the connection of the brain and the gut. But what other people miss is that also that energy that we have, that mindset, that mentality. So bringing all of those together is something that I help with my coaching and mentoring with everyone where they're at and helping them find a way to live their optimum wellness. And another thing that I'm super passionate about is I serve on the board of the Quest ECSS, and that is it's an all-volunteer group, and we help in child sex slavery. So I volunteer a lot of my time to this mission and this quest.
Wow. Ooh, she's just going to make me just – now, let's go a little deeper. But, ladies and gentlemen, you know how I feel. You're going to get her, obtain her products and services. You've worked in so many aspects. I mean, you've been around people that have actually, with the Emmy Awards, with the entertainment. I mean, entertainment. And then just, ABC, Fox. I told you we have a celebrity with us in the house. You've been on so many different extensive and renowned media outlets. Tell us about, it's the world in general. This may be a deep question, and I'm just trying to make sure, because this is what I'm getting. It's the world now, and I know this sounds funny, but now are we looking for different ways that we could actually feel better, different ways that we actually can obtain our purpose and just smile, like I said earlier in the broadcast, the introduction, because unfortunately, can we be real? What's going on in the world right now is not always good. Sometimes we choose the wrong thing, and I'm going to just say that. It may be alcohol. It may be drugs. It may be not even, thinking about hurting ourselves or somebody else. Kind of dive a little deeper in that if it's okay, Maria, because I believe that people now are really embracing what you teach on a daily basis.
Well, let me tell you, I truly believe that there's a great awakening that's happening on this planet. And maybe that's my Pollyanna mental belief, but, I tend to go towards the positive versus the negative. So I'm going to say there are people that are more interested in learning how to take care of their mind, body, spirit all as one, and figuring out that the pharmaceuticals that they've been prescribed are not working. And or if they're working, they're causing side effects that cause us to take other pharmaceuticals, and that leads us down this path, right? So that's one aspect. And then there's also, and let me just to say real quickly that not all pharmaceuticals are bad, and not all the time. It's just something that we don't want to become dependent upon for a long period of time if we can. Right, so if there's an alternative solution that doesn't have us puts a chemical into our body, then let's go that route if we can. It's not always the case. So that's the first step. The second step is also being able to get into this alignment of food and how it's more of a nourishment to our body if we know how to use it, and to eat more of those vegetables and to really get that protein into our body of what really works. So if you have a certain craving for something, I know for a while, this is going to sound crazy, but I was craving asparagus. I could not get enough asparagus into my body. And what that means is that my body was craving that prebiotic, that form of that health that helps our gut function better. And so if we listen to our gut and get into that gut intuition, that gut instinct, right? If we listen to our gut and really learn how to discover what it's telling us, we can listen. It's one thing to hear it, but it's another thing to listen. Is this right for me? Should I make this left turn or right turn? Should I slow down? Should I go faster? Whatever it is. If we listen to our gut and let that be our guide, we can learn so much from our own intuition and what our body is trying to tell us, what our mind and spirit is trying to tell us. So to get back to your original question, is there something that's taking place in this particular time, this moment, that people are turning to alternative therapies? I believe the answer to that is absolutely, and I'm here to help because not all therapies that are alternative are right for everyone at a particular moment. So, for example, I can relate to a time when I went to an acupuncturist for help with my health, and it made me worse because my body was in such a state of, I was so sensitive to anything that my body was around or I tried, and that just made me worse. But a little bit later, after I built up my immune system, the acupuncture was phenomenal for me. So it's kind of a puzzle that you have to put together for your own body. And it can be frustrating. It can cost a lot of money. It can do all of those things. So that's why with my coaching and mentorship, we start with baby steps, and we try to take the minimal amount of money spent to get you well the fastest. And usually that starts with food and balancing your mindset and your energy. And, if you're constantly in a state of negativity, if you're watching the news, if you have someone in your life that's just constantly negative, then we have to change those, and we remove clutter and things like that, and really start to focus on the positivity and turning that energy into something that is bringing you increase and abundance and in all areas of your life.
Ooh, that is so powerful what you said. But Maria, let's I like the choice of words that you said. There's awakening on the planet, on the earth. I love it. So let's go a little deeper. And ladies and gentlemen, you know how I feel about it. You have to purchase a book, right? Tell us a little bit about, I love, like you said, the awakening. And you actually have penned an amazing book named The Essential Gut Awakening, Mastering Hashimoto's and Other Diseases. Talk a little bit about that, because, wow, I mean, I know so many people that have, in general, I'm going to say, because I am an anesthesiologist as well, but in general, I've heard so many people talk about the thyroid. Oh, Lord, the parathyroid. Because when I have a associate, when it gets out of whack, it's really out of whack. So talk to us a little bit about that, and I will actually, I'm going to tell her, look, you need to get this book, okay?
Well, let me tell you, there's over 14 million people in America that have been diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease, and another estimated 50 million with other autoimmune diseases. Now, if you just take a moment to breathe that in and let that settle in, that's quite a bit of diabetes, lupus, fibromyalgia, Hashimoto's, hyper. These are all autoimmune diseases. Now, once you go to the doctor and they say that you have this, they give you the medication for it, but typically they don't tell you that if you do this, you can make it go into remission. You can still live a beautiful, long life without having to take the pharma. So I find it really rare that a doctor will say that, and it's not their fault. So let me just say that also. It's not their fault. Typically, a doctor has to spend, if it's required by their university at all, 25 hours in nutrition. So they're focused on the symptom and not the cause of what's causing. And the cause is a multitude of things, right? Our bodies are in a toxic environment, so we have everything from toxic soil in our food, pesticides, herbicides, chemtrails. We have toxicity in the soaps, detergents, dryer sheets, shampoos even. We have toxins in stress, like we have endotoxins. So you add all of these things up, where are they going to go? Where are these toxins going to go? They're going to go in our body, and they're going to manifest somewhere that's the weakest link in our body. So for me, my weakest link at that particular moment was my thyroid. And so what I had to do was go back and be my own detective and figure out, how is it that this happened and how can I make it better? I mean, I had everything from fatigue, insomnia, vertigo, extreme weight gain, bloating, gas, tumor the size of a golf ball in my throat. And these symptoms went on. And it wasn't until I just stopped everything and went back into using plant allies. So essential oils, I got them into my body. I got supplements that were actually absorbed. See, because what happens is that if you look at a cell and you're trying to get something into that cell that's a synthetic, the cell rejects it. It doesn't belong there. So it ends up getting stored into your body, and typically the liver, right? So for me, I had to take all of that out. I did a lot of detoxing, a detoxing of negativity, detoxing of clutter in my house, detoxing of clutter in my mind, and stress-related issues, and just really detoxed everything that I possibly could to bring me back into a state of homeostasis. And I added the plant allies. So I added essential oil. I added CBD, CBG, without the THC. So I was getting all of those those cannabinoid diols in my body, and I brought myself back to homeostasis. Now, homeostasis is when our body starts to heal. And so when you're in that rest and digest and you're at calm, that is when the magic happens, right? That's when our bodies just go, oh, okay, I don't need to be in fight or flight. I don't need to be stressed. I don't need to be focusing on these toxins and everything. I can actually start to heal myself. And so that's with my coaching, what we focus on is how your body knows what to do when it's given the right tools.
Wow, that is so powerful. I just want to pull out a couple of power words that you use is when we choose and when we actually put the right things in our body. I think we have, we've been so busy, if you will, or hustle and bustle, that we have forgotten to make sure we take care of our body. And then when our bodies start, not feeling good, it affects us mentally. And so we get in this hamster wheel, but I'm so glad that you actually have a stepwise process that how we could actually use the natural things of the world. And I have to say something personal. The allies actually, I had some dryness, I think, dryness and a little bit of alopecia starting in my hairline. And that's what the hairdresser actually used, a combination of aloe and it was one other essential oil that she put together in the, but she formulated for my, yeah, that's it. And my hair grew 5 inches, and I'm like, okay. My hair was not this long in high school, but I'm so amazed, and it's so funny, and I know it's Maria, it's a alignment of our spirits. Just this day, I enrolled in a certification for essential oils, so because I want to do a dive deep, and actually, you're the person that I need to contact. So it's just so amazing how things align and what we actually have to, what's going on in our bodies, because we have it, but we just need to know how to do it and do it that helps us, that we feel better, and we can actually help other people. I'm so excited. I just can't hardly even. Let me ask you this, Maria. Tell us a little bit, if it's okay. I know we can touch point you, with social media, and then we can actually buy your amazing publication. But tell us a little bit about the coaching and in regards of you speaking and those type of things. Tell us about that part of your amazing journey that you're doing. You're doing that as well to influence people and impact people, the community.
Mm-hmm. So when I coach my clients, we start with where they're at. And so many times I feel that they feel disconnected with other coaches because when somebody, and this is why I feel so blessed to be able to have gone through what I went through, because it gave me that relatability to be able to meet my clients where they're at. When somebody says, I don't feel well, blah, 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 I get it. I completely understand that, where before I really didn't. And so that's why this whole journey has been so incredibly just rewarding and such a blessing. And it's really odd for people to say that, thank you for making me sick, right? But I personally learned so much about it, and it's changed my life so completely that every day I'm just so grateful. So what that means is that when I'm working with my clients, the first challenge that most people start with is that they're so used to being told, take this pill, right, once or twice a day, and you'll start feeling better. But then they don't, and so they go down that whole rabbit trail. So with my coaching, we use food, We use essential oils. We use plant-based wisdom. We use meditation, mindset, energy. I also developed a protocol called the Essential Gut Certification. It's a therapy. And so it's a therapy that is strictly on the gut and the energy meridians in your body. And so I teach them to do this on themselves, or I do it on them when they come to my studio. So these are tools that are all natural. And I have been able to help remove built-up fecal matter that's trapped in the GI tract, anything from a parasite nest that has been lodged in the ascending colon. So all of these things need to get cleared out of the path of the GI tract so that you can have optimum gut function. And it doesn't matter how many supplements or anything that you take, if you don't have that clear path for elimination, then the toxins get reabsorbed back into the bloodstream. And so then it just perpetuates into this autoimmune, just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So we really start with one food, energy, getting into the gut. If there's anything in there, we help release it. We also focus on commitment. Commitment is one of the hardest things that we have as humans to do, because let's face it, if there's an easy way out, we tend to go there, right? But if it's harder, we're like, this is so hard, right? So I try not to load my clients with too much. We take baby steps. Unless somebody says, I'm in 100%, we're going to do this, take me to the edge, then I'm going to work with them. But typically that's going to be too much, because what we're doing has to really, you want to make it gradual so that it doesn't seem like a shock to your body, a shock to your system energetically as well. You want everything to be just in balance. So it doesn't have to be extreme, because that's what we're living in right now. We're living in this extreme. We're driving on a freeway. There's traffic. There's always this extreme kind of energy, especially with the news and all that we hear, right? And so when you take a few steps back and you just really eliminate those things out of your life, you start to breathe and you focus in on you and the love you have for yourself. When you love yourself, then you can love other people, right? You may love other people without loving yourself, but it's only going to go so far. So you really have to be in absolute love with yourself, wherever that is, whether you're 25 pounds overweight or you don't feel like you're at your best, it doesn't matter. You just have to simply say, I am who I am in this moment, and I love who I am, and go from there.
Wow. I'm trying to digest that, because this is me saying this. I think if all of us, I know you have a target market, but if all of us can receive and accept and embrace, I know those are some powerful words I just said, what you just said, we could actually conquer the world if we can do that, because so many people have been through this, that, and that, and that. I'm so glad. Two things you said I want to piggyback on. I'm so happy and proud of you that you stepped back a minute. Two things you said so powerful. One, your clients, you take them where they are, where they come, how they come. And then also you give them space and a safe environment, because we've all have spent a lot of money within our 401ks to have, created a strife, if you will, in our families of using money, and we didn't get the results that we thought of, on our behalf or even the coach's behalf in the past. So I'm so happy that I think you're the first coach that I've heard and trainer that actually said they give them a safe haven, that they've gone through so many people that they sought out for help and didn't get the return that they want. And then, two, you accept them where they are, and then you, depending on where they want to go, Maria, you fast-pace them or you slow-pace them. That is so incredible, and I'm so glad you said that with so much tact and so much passion, that I felt that, that, wow, this is powerful. If all of us do that as coaches, as teachers, as leaders, that actually will help a lot of people in this world, because what you're doing is, really, you're changing the person down in the cell level, okay?
Exactly. I think that, for me, I'm not creating followers. I'm creating leaders. And so as we're the lighthouse and we bring the ship into shore, then that person takes over and becomes a lighthouse and brings other ships into shore. So it takes, I can throw a rock, but together we can move mountains. And so it takes a village to get to change and to make this great awakening keep taking place and keep going and having that effect where it just keeps going for generations to come. So we would create the legacy now so that, years and years down the line, they can go back and say, this is when the Great Awakening changed everything. This is when we started coming back into planet Earth and honoring who we are as individuals and celebrating everybody else as well for their individuality. And so this is a remarkable time that we're in. And if we can just hold that space and let the positivity reign and let the negativity drain out, then, we have to be strong. We have to be positive. We have to be just really diligent in our choices and our mindset, because it's super easy to go back to something that's negative. And I'm not saying I'm 100%. There are days when something happens and it doesn't meet what I thought my belief system was, and I usually give myself I say, okay, here's my 24-hour pity party, right? And so I allow myself to say, okay, for 24 hours, I can feel however I want to feel without feeling that I'm judging myself. And typically within like an hour or two, I'm over it because, I'm not that way anymore. But there was a time when I would take that 24 hours. Then it was 20. Then it was 15. Then it was 10. And now it's like, okay, my pity party's over. But there are tools that I use to help you get out of that funk so that it doesn't become something that's just so weighing upon us, right? And I feel just in general, we're not living our passion. And so when we get back to that creative state, our true passion and what we love to do in our life, we weren't born to sit in a cubicle all day. That's not what we were here for. And so, I get that people have to have a job, but it doesn't have to be depressing. We can turn that job into something that they, maybe they have a side passion. If you've always wanted to learn to play the cello, then go work your 40-hour work week, but then spend 5 or 10 hours a week playing that cello, right? Whatever that is that helps you get that passion back into your life. That's where we go. And so it just creates more leaders, and that's what we're looking for.
Wow, I love it. She said leader. I want to ask this question because I think this is gonna put the icing on the cake, if you will. And I've noticed, and you've actually have ignited me of saying awakening a lot, just from our conversations. Tell the audience, because I think what we have to do is make sure everyone understands. And I know, just like the word, for example, success, that means different for everybody, depending on, let's be real, our cultural, the people that we're around, and we're not around like-minded people that's able to push us forward. Talk to us on this, because I feel heavy in my spirit about what is your definition of awakening? And then after you say that, pause a minute and say, you've said it already, but we need to be a little direct so we make sure we get that because there's always somebody saying, what that awakening, what that really means, but what you think that means, and then, of course, what you transfer or what you actually empower your clients to believe in that awakening. You said it so wonderfully, but I think we need to just put that like a boom, boom, icing on the cake as we come to the close of this amazing experience we're having.
For me, the definition of awakening is compassion. So when we're awake, we experience compassion, and compassion on a level of a cellular level within ourselves. And so we're experiencing that compassion for ourselves, and that awakening, that compassion, that feeling of we are human and we're here having a human experience, but that also leads to others. We want to extend that out and our compassion out to others. No matter where they are or what they're experiencing in their mind, body, spirit, is to say, okay, yes, they're still human, and we respect and send them love. And without that, we can't move forward, right? You're going to stay sleeping. So we want to wake everyone up. Wake up your third eye. Wake up your intuition. Wake up your compassion for yourself and other people, so that no matter how grumpy say you go to the bank and the teller is in a really grumpy mood, you have no idea what that person is going through in their life. You have no idea. And a simple smile, a simple, no matter how rotten they may be to you, you can simply say, I appreciate you, and I wish you the most beautiful day, and leave it. You don't have to go back to your car and say, wow, that person was really rotten to me, and oh my gosh, I don't like that bank anymore. I'm going to have to move, right? You know what I mean? Like, we develop these stories in our mind because we want to make it all about us. But when you're awake and you have compassion for yourself and others, then you can sit there and take a moment and breathe in and just say, wow, this person must really be going through something harsh in their life to be able to be that pissy or that ugly, right? You have to be able to have that compassion, and that's what I mean by awakening. Let's wake up. Are you there? Did I lose you? Can you hear me?
I felt that all in I have goosebumps on the back of my back the way you said that. So I'm sorry, I kind of did a pause there because I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I have my hair standing on the back because that is so powerful how you said that. Oh, wow. I can actually visualize what you're saying, and I know the listening audience can as well. Oh, Maria, I could talk to you all day, but we're going to be good. Tell us any other thing that we may have missed in our conversation, and please tell us how we can support you with social media, number one, and how we can actually be a part of your amazing community with your products and services, and just to know how to be where you are, because we love your energy, we love what you stand for, and we just thank you for just being here and being so vulnerable. I mean, you really told us a lot of your things that you've been through and the things that actually you help your clients do as well.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm so excited, and I'd love to just connect with as many people as I possibly can, because that connection helps build our village, right? So I have a gift for everyone who's listening today. If you go to my website, The Essential Gut, or essentialgut.com, you'll find a free ebook, and my ebook is on how to develop your intuition, and it's called Trust Your Gut. And so I would love to just offer that to everyone here. And also, for a small amount of time, a limited time, I'm offering free 15-minute consultations. So if you want to get on my schedule, go to my website, and you can log in there real quickly and pick a date and time. And I would love to know you and your story and hear more about you. So let's connect that way as well. I'm on Instagram at Maria Aparis, and also my Facebook group is called The Essential Gut Awakening. So that's where you can find me, and I'm absolutely delighted to be a part of your show and to know you, and so, so grateful. Thank you so much.
We love you as well. First of all, we want to stop a minute and say thank you for being in your purpose and changing people's lives on a daily basis. We just appreciate and clap for you and celebrate you. That's the most important thing. But we want to also thank you so much, Maria, for being taking time out your busy schedule to be a guest here on Good Deeds. If you need us for anything, please don't hesitate to contact us.
It's been my honor. Thank you so much.
Woo-hoo! Ladies and gentlemen, I know Powerhouse. She's amazing. Oh my God, I feel like I could write 3 books now or something. Just change the world. But that's what we need to feel every day. And this is the lady that actually have, as we say, we have people that have certain things to do that I think some people call it the secret sauce. That's her secret sauce. She's going to get you right with your trust in your gut. Now get that ebook. Now get the free session, okay? Get that. But we're going to actually have that information on our website and also on our social media as well. Just in case you miss it, please don't hesitate to contact us at reneesunday.com. We love you, love you, love you. If you want to start your own podcast, we actually have that available. If you want to, finally get that book out, finally, okay? We actually do that. We actually help you build your platform, and you know what the next step is, to be seen, be heard, and guess what? Get paid. But we got to have a solid foundation. You got to have, certain things in order, because you don't want to mix money. That's a whole nother talk, okay? But contact us. We do have some sessions available, with our publishing. We can help you start your own magazine if you want. The thing is, and also I always let people know, if you just want to talk, you feel right. You feel trapped, feel overwhelmed. You feel like the world is caving out. Contact us. We'll talk. I am a physician as well. So, mental health is real, not saying that, stereotyping it. But it's okay to have a mentor. It's okay to have a coach. It's okay to have a psychologist or psychiatrist. Just someone that actually, guess what, we can talk to and share so we can actually get help in this world. Because it does take the whole village. Yes, it does. But I always want you to remember, we love you, love you, love you here at Good Deeds. And I love you, too. I am Dr. Renee Sunday. Guess what? Always remember, you do have a calling. You do have a reason you were born. You're not a mistake. No matter what somebody has said and no matter what you said to yourself, we have to do three things. We have to believe, we have to trust, and we have to walk it out. And you have to, the rest. You got to don't stop. Get it, get it. Now, what are we getting? We're getting our purpose and getting our purpose now. This is Good Deeds, and I'm Dr. Renee Sunday. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.